A powerful explosion just rips through the historic heart of India's capital. It leaves behind total chaos and a ton of questions. But here's the thing, this was no accident. This was a targeted attack. So today, we're going to unravel this complex investigation piece by piece.
Okay, so let's set the scene. We're near one of India's most famous landmarks, the Red Fort in Delhi. And then a car, packed with explosives, just detonates. The blast is immediate, it's deadly, and it sends these incredible shockwaves not just through the city, but across the entire nation.
And very, very quickly, the authorities make a critical announcement. As you can see reported by The Guardian, this is officially being treated as a terror incident. You know, that one classification? It changes everything. It immediately kicks the response into high gear and launches one of the country's biggest counterterrorism operations ever.
So now that we know it's a terror attack, the big question is, who has the kind of expertise you need to handle a case this huge and complex? Well, the answer comes down pretty fast from the highest levels of government.
The whole case is handed over to the NIA, the National Investigation Agency. Now, this is not your local police force. The NIA is an elite federal agency that was literally created to investigate terror crimes that cross state lines. That gives them some pretty unique powers and resources. So their involvement tells you exactly how seriously this attack is being taken.
And believe me, the NIA is not holding back. They throw a massive force at this right away, 50 of their absolute top officers. Their mission? It's not just about finding the culprits. It's about completely dismantling the entire network behind them. And this is how they do it. They structure the whole investigation like a military operation. Those 50 officers are split into 10 specialized teams, which lets them attack the case from all sides at once. Some start with forensic analysis of the blast site. Others are tracking the digital trail. That leads them to the suspects. And finally, another team follows the money to figure out how it was all funded. All right, so with the teams in place, the hunt for evidence is on. And I mean every single piece of debris, every digital footprint, it's all a potential key to unlocking this whole plot. So what did they actually find? It all starts at ground zero, right? The first 48 hours are absolutely crucial. Investigators are just laser-focused on one question. What did the bombers leave behind? And pretty soon, the clues start to surface. The forensics team suspects an ammonium nitrate-based explosive, which is a common but incredibly deadly choice for terror groups. They find fragments of the car, obviously, and parts of a gas cylinder, which was probably used to make the blast even bigger. And the postmortem reports, well, they tell a really grim story about the sheer force of this attack, confirming these devastating internal injuries. But you know, physical evidence is really only half the battle these days. In our world, terrorists are planning, they're communicating, and they're moving around in the digital realm. So how in the world do you catch a ghost in the machine? Will you follow the trail? Teams start this painstaking work, sifting through thousands of hours of CCTV footage. Eventually, they spot a vehicle of interest, a red Ford EcoSport. This is a huge breakthrough, but it also shines a light on a very modern problem. The investigators believe that all the planning, the funding, everything, it all happened inside an encrypted Signal app group. So you've got the physical forensics and the digital tracking coming together, and that combination leads the NIA to a major breakthrough. They can finally start to put faces and names to the shadows behind this attack. The evidence starts pointing towards a module with links to Jaish-e-Mohammed, or JEM. Now, this is a notorious terror organization well known for carrying out major attacks in the region. So this connection, it immediately raises the stakes, suggesting this wasn't some random act, but a well-organized, externally supported plot. And here are some of the key people the investigators have zeroed in on. The alleged driver of the car, Dr. Umar An-Nabi, and a suspected accomplice, Dr. Muzammil. And get this, both of them are from a medical college. The investigation also uncovered 3 other people who they believe raised around 20 lakh rupees. That's a ton of money, just to fund the operation. And if you needed any more proof of just how serious this cell was, in a related raid, authorities seized a staggering 2,900 kilograms of explosive material. It's just a chilling reminder of what could have been. I mean, this could have been a far greater tragedy. Okay, so with suspects identified and the network at least partially exposed, the investigation starts to shift. It's now about the bigger questions. Why'd they do it, and what happens next? Right now, there are 2 main theories about the motive.
One idea is that the attackers just panicked. They thought their network was about to be busted, so they detonated the bomb early. But there's another, more sinister theory, that this blast was just a dress rehearsal, a test run for an even bigger attack they had planned for a major public event.
The official response has been swift and really strong. Prime Minister Narendra Modi came out and vowed that the conspirators would not be spared. That sends a very clear message that the government is going to pursue justice no matter what it takes.
But amid all the investigation and the official statements, there's also the human element, right? The Delhi government announced a payment of 10 lakh rupees to support the families of those who lost their lives, just acknowledging the terrible, terrible cost of this violence.
But getting that justice is just filled with hurdles. I mean, investigators are dealing with these sprawling terror networks that cross state and even international borders. They're trying to trace money through channels that are designed to be untraceable. They're trying to break through the digital wall of encrypted messaging apps. And on top of all of that, the case is being prosecuted under India's strict UAPA anti-terror law, which, well, it just points to a very long and complicated legal road ahead.
And that really leaves us with this final, lingering question for our modern age. You know, as terror networks become more global and their communication gets more and more secure, how can law enforcement possibly keep up? In a world of encrypted apps and dark finance, can investigators ever truly get to the bottom of the entire story? It's a question they are trying to answer right now on the streets of Delhi.